I warned my neighbors, and their house paid for it. I've lived on Maple Street for 12 years. Quiet, polite, wave when you back out kind of place. Everyone knows everyone's dog's name. Nothing dramatic ever happens here. Last April, the Hendersons moved in next door. Late 30s, nice clothes, matching Teslas, big energy about finally doing this right. Every conversation was about renovations and resale value and how much potential the place had. Their backyard had this massive oak tree right on the fence line between our houses, easily 60 feet tall, beautiful from a distance, except it was dying. I noticed it the first week. Big sections of dead bark, crown dieback, mushrooms growing at the base. I'm a landscape architect. I've been doing this for 15 years. That tree wasn't maybe a problem someday. It was a countdown. When it fell, it was going to land on their house or mine. I waited a month, hoping they'd notice on their own. They didn't. So one Saturday morning, I walked over while they were unpacking boxes in the garage. I did the friendly neighbor thing first. Welcome to the neighborhood. Glad to have you. Then I said, as carefully as I could, that I didn't want to be that guy, but I was a landscape architect, and I'd noticed their oak tree, that it showed serious disease markers, that they should have an arborist look at it before storm season. Rachel's smile disappeared instantly. Excuse me? I explained again. Said it was dangerous. Said it could come down. She snapped back, asking if I was trying to scare them into cutting down their tree. Her husband Mark walked over, arms crossed, told me I'd probably recommend my buddy who does tree removal. Called it a classic scam. I honestly thought he was joking at first. I said no, I was genuinely concerned. Rachel said they'd had the house inspected and everything was fine. Said the tree was healthy. Said I just didn't like it blocking my view. I tried to explain about the fungi and the dead side of the trunk. Mark cut me off. Said it was their property. Said if I kept harassing them, they'd report me to the HOA. So I backed off. Hands up. Message received. Over the next 2 months, the tree got worse. More dead branches. Leaves browning in the middle of summer. I mentioned it once more, gently. Rachel slammed the door in my face. Then in early September, Hurricane Elise came through. Nothing crazy for our area. 40-mile-per-hour winds. Heavy rain. At 3 a.m., I woke up to a sound like a freight train. Then a crack so loud it shook our bedroom. The oak snapped about 15 feet up and came straight down through the Hendersons' roof. Master bedroom. Bathroom. All the way into the kitchen. Thousands of pounds of dead wood. By pure luck, they'd been sleeping in the basement. The next morning, Rachel saw me outside and immediately started screaming. Said this was my fault. That I jinxed it. That I probably cut into the tree. Mark came out filming me on his phone, saying they were calling their lawyer, accusing me of sabotage. I just stood there and said very quietly that I tried to warn them. That afternoon, their insurance company sent an arborist. He spent 2 hours inspecting the tree, took samples, took photos. That evening, Mark knocked on my door. He looked wrecked. He told me the arborist said the tree had been dead for over a year. Said it was obvious to anyone with training. Insurance wasn't covering the damage. They were calling it negligent maintenance. Rachel appeared behind him, mascara streaked. She said they'd gotten a letter from the HOA, that I'd filed a formal complaint back in June, with photos and a professional assessment. I had. After they threatened me, I made sure there was a paper trail. They were being held fully liable. The report said the failure was 100% preventable. They were looking at around $180,000 in repairs, out of pocket. I told them quietly that I tried to tell them. Mark nodded, barely spoke, said they were sorry, said they were wrong. They moved out 3 months later, couldn't afford the repairs and the mortgage. The lot sat empty all winter. New owners moved in last week. First thing they did was hire a tree service.